What makes speedruns such an interesting thing to watch? For many people, gaming is all about exploring the individual facets of each individual game and cherishing the experience. But what exactly makes rushing through to the end not just a worthwhile goal, but also one that draws in admirers from across the globe? One of the primary draws of a speedrun for spectators is a chance to see games they haven't played in many years. These games can often be found in the remote corners of Twitch, but Awesome Games Done Quick brings these old games out into the woodwork. In just the first day of Awesome Games Done Quick, speedrunners dusted off games like Diddy Kong Racing, Banjo-Kazooie, and Tomb Raider Anniversary. These are games that were beloved in their time, but have long since taken a backseat to the next generation. But there's still a certain joy to be had in watching some of your favorite games of the past played to completion in an impressively fast time. At some point in the past, we all fancied ourselves expert at certain games. Speedrunners show us exactly why these delusions of grandeur are laughable. Their playthroughs offer these new favorites in an entirely new perspective, through the eyes of an expert that the average user can never hope to become. By watching classic games through the eyes of a speedrunner, one can find these streams to be informative. Some people have played through 8 and 16-bit classics hundreds of times over, but few have found every secret. Speedrunners can not only reach every in-game secret, but many of them also know some of the lesser-known glitches and exploits that allow them to shave off several minutes, sometimes even hours, from their playthrough. They're the types of secrets that few people knew about before the speedrunners began chronicling their record attempts on Twitch. Want some examples? Would anyone ever have guessed to try and avoid hitting anything in the sewer surfing stage of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 4 Turtles in Time, because it would only add to the end stage countdown? Or that grabbing the flagpole in New Super Mario Bros. U in certain ways can save frames, reducing your run by a few seconds? What about the many ways to save time by avoiding the airboat in Half-Life 2? These are some of the most informative aspects of these speedruns, and reveal fun facts that some users may not otherwise know about. In fact, new exploits continue to be found each day, making the speedrunning world that much more competitive. Speedruns for The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time, in particular, continue to remain contentious, with a new record being set as recently as last Friday. This doesn't just apply to older classics. Speedrunners are also tackling more recent releases, with 2014's Transistor among the games on the slate this past Sunday. Even those that have left the past behind can find some useful information by watching speedruns. Perhaps even more so, since speedrunners are still learning new tactics for these more recent games and have to adjust for the patches and balance tweaks as they go along. There are many games out there with objectives centered around beating the clock. These are among the most stressful challenges in gaming. Not only do you have to survive, but you have to complete your mission before time runs out. There's often tense, percussion-heavy music in the background. You have to go fast, and you have to make every move count. To many, that's stressful. To speedrunners, that's a challenge that must be embraced, and one that they must impose upon themselves to become the best. This means every action must be planned out to the millisecond. There is no room for improvisation. Whether it's a platformer, a racing game, or a first-person shooter, precision counts for everything. Being off by the slightest margin makes the difference between an impressive speedrun and a world record. That may sound like an exaggeration, but look at the aforementioned Ocarina of Time record. Speedrunner Cosmo put in some truly intense effort to reach what appeared to be the untouchable record, only for Joden to beat him by 3 seconds. For speedrunners, every second counts. It's a challenge that they readily accept because the reward is immortality. In the case of Awesome Games Done Quick, speedrunners put aside their quest for immortality for a greater reward of charity. In fact, the event gets to be a downright novel, sometimes pitting 2 or more speedrunners against one another to see who completes the game first. It's among the most fascinating game events of the year, and one that continues to see its audience grow. Thanks for tuning in, guys, and for more awesome video features like this, hit that subscribe button, or you can always check us out at shacknews.com.